Hi everyone, welcome to a Tess Academy YouTube video. This is part of our GCSE Chemistry revision lesson series. Today we'll run through salts. Remember, if you have any queries, please visit our website at tessonlineschool.com. Also, please suggest any feedback, improvements, or suggestions to us through the website. Thank you. Now let's talk about salts in more detail. Salts are formed when a hydrogen ion in an acid is replaced by a metal ion. For example, replacing the hydrogen in hydrochloric acid with a magnesium will form magnesium chloride. Salts have no overall charge. This is because the sum of the charges on the ions cancel each other out, therefore become zero. There are different uses for salts, and these include cleaning products, healthcare products, and fertilizers. Now, sometimes you are required to list the products of a reaction in exam questions, therefore you need to learn how to name salts. The naming of salts has two parts. The first part comes from the metal in the metal compound that was used in the reaction, and the second part comes from the acid used. There are some general names that you have to memorize, so for example, hydrochloric acid produces chlorides, nitric acid produces nitrates, and sulfuric acid produces sulfates. So as you can see in this diagram, sodium hydroxide plus hydrochloric acid would produce sodium chloride, sodium from sodium hydroxide, and chloride from hydrochloric acid. The following ions are all the ions that you have to have the chemical formula memorized for. This is crucial for questions where you have to formulate your own chemical equations in which different elements and compounds join together. Make a note of these or print this slide to learn all the chemical formulae of these ions. Let's see how your understanding of the ions and their chemical symbols can be tested. For example, you may be asked to write down the formula of sodium carbonate. Step 1. Write out the formula of each ion and their charges. You've got Na plus and CO3 2-. Step 2. Balance the charges by multiplying them so that the charges are equal and opposite, cancelling each other out. For step 2, this is where it becomes difficult. You need to balance the charges by multiplying across, kind of like cross multiplication of fractions. The +1 charge of sodium is multiplied by the 2 from the carbonate, and the -2 charge from the carbonate is multiplied by 1 from the sodium. As you can see, both charges add up to cancel each other out. This is because once a compound has been formed, there is no charge anymore, as all the elements in the compound have either gained or lost electrons to become stable within the compound. Finally, you can construct the end chemical symbol. So you can see in step 3, the number you use to multiply each ion tells us how many of these ions there are in the formula. So use these numbers to construct the final formula. Now you've got Na2CO3. Let's look at a more difficult question. It essentially requires the same method, however you have to be extra wary of the charges in step 2. What is the formula of calcium phosphate? Step 1. Write out the formula of each ion and their charges. You've got Ca2 plus and PO4 3-. Balance the equations by multiplying them so that the charges are equal and opposite, cancelling each other out. Once again, you can see that in step 2 that the charges cancel each other out as the reaction causes all the elements to become stable and they are no longer ions. Step 3. The number you use to multiply each ion tells us how many of these ions there are in the formula, so use these numbers to construct the final formula. Now you've resulted with Ca3, PO4, 2. For step 3, you can see the phosphate ion is in brackets as the multiplication by 2 applies to all the elements in that compound, i.e. phosphorus is multiplied by 2 and the O4 is also multiplied by 2. Let's put our knowledge to the test by answering the following questions. The first question is this multiple choice question. Have a go at this independently and return back to the video once you are done to check your answers and add any corrections. Which of the following best describes the charge of a salt? A. Positively charged. B. Negatively charged. C. Has no overall charge. Or D. Depends on the type of salt. The correct answer is C. Once a salt has formed, there is no overall charge. Let's try a calculation question where you have to work out a chemical formula. Remember to show each relevant step of your method like we have practiced before to be able to gain all 4 marks. Name the salt formed when the following reaction takes place. Work out the formula for the salt and show you're working out. What is created when magnesium oxide reacts with hydrochloric acid? Let's now correct our answer. Award yourself 1 mark for each of the following steps you have answered correctly. Add any corrections if you have not attained all 4 of the marks. The name of your compound should be magnesium chloride. The formula should be Mg2 plus and Cl minus but multiplied by 2, which should create MgCl2. Let's try another question. This is a basic recall question, so it is only testing your AO1 skills. Name the 3 uses for salts. Once again, award yourself 1 mark for each of the correct answers and add any corrections if you have not achieved 3 out of 3. The 3 answers could be cleaning products, healthcare products, and fertilizers. Thank you for watching. Remember, if you would like further support, we offer one-to-one sessions and group sessions for Key Stages 1, 2 and 3, along with specially formulated 11+, GCSE and A-level lessons. Further information can be accessed on our website at tessonlineschool.com. And if you would like further resources, advice and feedback, please contact us on the following numbers. Thank you.